Hi friends, today I am playing with, I love hiking in our local hills here, and I wanted to create what I feel like I see every time I go out hiking is these beautiful emerald green hills with the cows out in the pasture. So I'm going to be pretty much using the green palette and going to just mix it up. I'm using my Mylang palette, Paul Rubens Mylang, you know, this student palette, absolutely love. All these beautiful creamy colors. I'm probably going to be sticking with these greens, but kind of mixing them up. So I already prepped them, but I'm gonna give them one more little spray here just to get them activated. And I am using, because I feel like I might be going very wet and wet, this is 140-pound cold press. Absolutely, I have painted these many times on my Artisto pads. You know I love these. You get 3 for like $22. They're great for all of your painting that you do daily. You can even pull them out. They're perforated, great texture. Although today I am using my MEEDEN on a block because I might be working very wet and wet. I tape down the edges just because I want that really pretty like frame around my painting. So let's just start playing. I will be using, because it covers a large area, my 1/2-inch cat's tongue. And I've got my water, my 2-well water, MEEDEN water. So 1 to rinse or wash, 1 to rinse, really important. And I think that's everything. All right. I'm just going to be kind of playing here. So I will start. This is going to be a great exercise, by the way, as well with glazing. I've got some greens in my palette already here, so I'm going to kind of play with those. I'm really, you know, I'm just going to use greens. That's basically what I'm going to be focusing on. So I will start here, kind of a light wash, because I am going to be glazing over, so I want the colors underneath to show. So I'll just kind of do a wash here. This is such a great practice for washes. So look at that beautiful little glaze I have there. Isn't that so pretty? And then I'm gonna let that dry just a bit. I could use my, because it's quite cold here, so I could give this a quick shot. There we go. And now I'm going to go in and really, like I said, I'm just going to be picking all different greens that I use just because it'll be fun. So maybe on this one, I want to start right here. And that's a little bit dark, although keep in mind, watercolors do lighten up when you dry them. So just lightening that up a bit. I don't want to mix too much because I can activate that bottom layer and then just fan it out. Again, such a great practice for practicing your washes and glazes. Just adding in a little bit more. And I love this cat's tongue because you can really get some nice clean lines, and at the same time you can cover a lot of area with it. So you can see the transparency in the watercolors. You can see this below. I'm going to give it another shot, and let's start and use another color. Let's see. I'm just going to play with all the colors here. What fun is that, right? Glazing can be a really great experiment. So using that chisel edge, and then I'll create that wash, just adding some water, pulling it down. Just like that. And just using water to pull it on down. But look at these beautiful color mixes and glazes I'm getting. I love that. I might tap in a little bit along that edge. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Okay, I'm gonna give it another shot and dry it again. The important thing with glazes is to really make sure that first layer is completely dry. And that's why I'm using my little heat gun here, because I really want to make sure that those layers are dry. So I've got my green here, and let's just add another layer, and let's see, what do I want to do with this one? Look how pretty that is. I love this Mylang yellow green. I think it's so pretty. And now just add water, pull that on down. So pretty. Because I really do want these layers to come downwards. So I'm pulling it down, just doing that gradiated wash. And then what I'll even do is go in and just tap in a little bit here and there. Look how pretty that is though. Love it. Ah, so pretty. I love these greens. And this is exactly what I see. I'll try and find a picture of hiking and what this looks like. And now let's see. Let's use maybe, I'm just gonna keep going in with all of my greens here. Let's see what green that one is. That's pretty. I think that's actually this one here. It's kind of, that looks like maybe like a viridian. So we'll use that one. So pretty. And let's start down here this time. And come up. Add some water to the bottom of that, just going into that wash, pulling it down. What's so beautiful, and boy, this is such a great way to see what watercolors can do, is you can really see these under colors that we already put in here. So pretty. So it's kind of like almost an underpainting, like I can see some of that green. I love that. And it just all shows through. This is where really watercolors just kind of show off, show what they can do, and is so fun for me. So there we go. I'm gonna give that a little dry now. Again, the key here with glazes is to really make sure they are drying in between. Let's see, I think I just used that color. Let's see what this color is. I almost need another palette here. That's kind of a dark green. That looks like maybe a hooker's green. So let's go ahead and use that one. Ooh, so pretty. And then now we start with that wash, just pulling it down. That is really pretty. I like that color. This is one I will probably hang up in my office as well, because I love the hills around here. They're so pretty. And I'm painting in this abstract fashion because this is literally what I see when I'm out there. I don't want to touch it too much. I want to lay this wash down and then just go. But look at here. I hope you can see this, how the underglaze of this one is showing up underneath these. Isn't that fabulous? I love that. So let's dry this one. By the time you finish this type of painting, you are going to be so good at glazes. Let's move on to our next color. Let's see what this one is. Ooh, that's a bright one. I feel like I want to go with a little bit more of, let's try our olive green here and see what See what that looks like. Okay, so coming, let's see. Let's go here. So there's my first wash. I wet my brush. I come back in and now I start pulling that wash down. Just wetting it. Yeah, you will be so good at washes by the end of this type of play and painting. I just want to pull that down all the way. And then I like to go in just at the top here and there and just add in a bit more greens here and there. So it is a wash that I'm starting with, but then I'm kind of adding in, and I don't even need to rinse all of the green out because I don't mind some of the other green being in there. Now this starts out as a wash, but I am going back in and kind of tapping in. I've got a bit of a bloom there, so I'm just going to kind of spread that out. There we go. All right, let's give that a dry. All right. I think I will go in now with, I want to create kind of a dark green. So let's see, let's grab some of that Viridian and really just play with the colors you like here. There we go. And let's and then create that wash. So I just wet my brush. I keep wetting my brush and drawing it down. And look at that transparency. Isn't that gorgeous? All of these colors are just building on top of each other. And I can go in and just dab in a little bit at the top there, just for some interest. Like that. And now we'll give that a dry. Now I'm just gonna kind of play here. I want to add in, I really like that color, so I'm gonna grab some of that. That is the yellow green in the My Lang palette. And I'm gonna go in and put a wash right here. And let's see what happens. Hopefully this works. Now I'll create this wash. Felt like I wanted to incorporate that one more time. I don't want to mess with this too much because I will reactivate those colors underneath. But yeah, that's what I wanted. Look how pretty that is. Now I can always go in and just, again, tap in there. I just love that. But don't want to touch too much because I will pull up and start mixing some of these other greens. So I like that quite well. Blend in the bottom here and give that a dry. Alrighty, let's go in with, let's see what this green is. That's kind of pretty. I feel like I want another kind of deep green, but yet with some of that Viridian in there to make it a little bit brighter. So let's try that. And I'm going to go down here. Now I just start adding my water and creating that wash. Ooh, that's pretty. Look how pretty that is. And look at this flow. Isn't that fun? Rinse my brush Give that a dry. Alrighty, we're almost to the bottom here. Let's see, what color do we want to go in here with? Let's try that sap green that we were using earlier. And it has a little bit of that yellowy green in it. There we go. And let's just do something right here. And now rinse my brush with some water and start pulling the wash down. Again, being careful not to reactivate the bottom. Less is always more in watercolors, so stop as soon as you can. There we go. We'll dry that up. And I think I'm about done. I'll maybe do one more glaze down here at the bottom. So let's see, which color was that? Ooh, that's a pretty one. Let's do that one. And I think I will go here. Rinse my brush, pull that down. Ooh, look at that. That looks like an emerald. Pull that down a bit. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I almost feel like I just want to add barely a touch up there of maybe, let's see, maybe a tiny bit of orange, because I do a lot of sunset hikes and there's always this beautiful glow in the morning. So I'm going to use a tiny bit of a reddish, pinkishy color, almost like an orange. And I'm mixing some reds here with a tiny bit of orange. I want to get that right color. Let's see. We could almost use some of that pink with the red and just very light and washy. And then I'm just going to give it the tiniest bit of color there. Wash and rinse my brush really good and wet that. I don't want any hard lines. Look how pretty. Oh my gosh. I love this. I hope you guys are going to give this a try. It's such a great practice in those washes, and I feel like once you do this, you are going to feel so confident in your washes. There you go. And I'm going to leave it just simple like that. And happy painting, everyone. I hope you have fun. And thanks so much for being part of the community, as always. I will see you soon. Happy painting. Okay, I turned this back on because I realized I did not pull the tape off. And that is such, for me, a satisfying part of the process. So let me make sure this is dry. And we'll go ahead and pull that tape off, because that's sometimes the best part. All right, are you ready? Let me move some things out of the way here. Ooh, look at that nice, clean, crisp line. Love that. I try to pull my tape, by the way, parallel to my painting, so that if I pull it straight up, it tends to have the opportunity to rip a little bit more. So I try and pull it straight across, but look at that beautiful line. It just looks like a picture frame. There's the bottom, especially when you have a dark value paint, really makes it pop. So let's just move some of this out of the way. Look at that clean line. I think that is so beautiful, so satisfying. Oop. Can also pull that to the side. And there you go. I'm really happy with this. I hope you guys give this a try. Have fun.